done some of that exercise, and I think that part of it should be made available. And I know that you are working on your website, and that material will soon, open up to the world, because we are not announcing the website yet, but after the convocation, we know that there is some big event happening. So I think all of you can look forward to that, and I am personally looking forward to it, because I think that's a huge medium that will take all these messages out, and we need to reach a huge constituency, a very, very large constituency in India that is in need of new knowledge, of organized experiences, of sharing of understanding that emerges from all this experiment that's going on, and create a platform for absorbing the kind of students that we will be producing. So I think in the context of that, yesterday's discussion took place. So I would like to use this thing, although it's not yet organized as a complete paper that we can give you in your hand, but bear with us that we worked till about 5:36 yesterday, starting in the morning, and I'm going to go through go over the notes that I have made and share with you some of the key points that emerged from the discussion. Already I want to share with you, I was very impressed yesterday to see the quality of academic thought that had gone into the curriculum planning. Although IICD had a curriculum which we had developed many years ago, and it was implemented and has gone through, it has also gone through a lot of experiences. The PG program was started, then feedback has come from alumni, then the UG program has been started, feedback has already started coming, and more recently I know that the Dutch government and the Dutch design community are very interested in India, and just as many other international agencies are interested in India, and one of their core areas of interest is also in the area of design. And yesterday I did take the occasion to talk to the faculty and tell them that a lot of people are looking at us. When I say looking at us, we're looking at IICD to show what kind of model perhaps the country needs going forward. And it's not that, although design is now 50 years old, NID is 50 years old, NIFs have been started almost now 40 years or so, have passed in that whole process of building. There are other private schools that have come up, but still IICD holds a unique position because of its mandate. And its mandate is ambiguous and clear, that is mandated to serve the craft sector. Very few, or if I'm not mistaken, no other institute has this clear a mandate. No university department, no major national institute or no state government institute has this clear a mandate to say that we have to service the needs of the craft sector. Now when we say we have to service the needs of the craft sector, we have people over here. I'm happy when I look around, there are people who are involved right at the very inception, and they are on both sides of me, in fact, and in front of me, saying that it is interesting, because they will be able to advise us. The reason that we have this meeting is also to pick on their brains. More than us talking and telling we have done this, we are great, we are doing all these things. I think we now have to listen. And some of those things may be hard. Some of them may be, saying, although after doing itna kaam karne ke baad bhi, ye log bolte hai, aise bolte hai. But sometimes we have to listen. And that listening is so important that it will take us in new paths. But also, I would, see that this kind of occasion that should become an annual one will be something when we have an open house. There's an occasion of the convocation coming up tomorrow, so where more people will be coming in. And I think there are many questions that will be answered. So if I may go into some of these specific aspects and the questions that we have flagged yesterday, one is to look back at the mandate itself and to see whether the mandate that has been set up in the light of changes that have happened globally, are there any issues that emerge from that? Are there any new opportunities that come up, which are any challenges that are facing the craft sector? If I recall that there is a report, fortunately for the institute here, because of the vision of the Rajasthan government, there is a report that was formulated and that is available. We can keep falling back. There are a number of series of reports where documentation is available, where this institute has gone and how it has moved. So in the early report we have said education is important, research is important, then leading on to many of the things. So the academic line had identified three broad streams: design, technology and management as needs of the sector. And how do you create people of very high quality who can act as catalysts and change makers and facilitators and supporters for this sector. So the institute, obviously we are not talking about one kind of person, we are talking about multiple type of person. And earlier also when we had, this thing was articulated, we said we need more generalist type of people who are able to adjust and accommodate themselves within this very organic and very disparate field. It's not like organized industry when all these verticals are clearly defined and people are looking for, I want a PR manager, I want this manager, I want a shop floor operator kind of definition. There are no clear definitions, and you will not get it also because the nature of the craft sector is such. It is hugely diverse in forms of material, it is hugely diverse in forms of needs, distribution, climatic and local economic conditions. And then you layer it with a whole layer of globalization that's happening, new opportunities are coming up. And we see now that the craft sector perhaps is one thing that is going to pull us out of the mire of the collapse that is happening around the world, when many of the organized industries, banking, finance are showing signs of stress. And we feel that going forward, we'll have to reinvent the craft sector, perhaps as the creative industries of the future, where value-added products and services and supports, not just for the world, but even for local markets. Because this is something we think that craft is only for export. Many times we find that it is export-oriented, this label has come. But I think we are looking at but are we capable of doing something for ourselves in the locality? Can we design in Chhattisgarh for Chhattisgarh? No, you can't, because unless you know Chhattisgarh very well, you will not be. London, New York, Tokyo very well, but we do not know Chhattisgarh very well. So I think these are issues that will emerge, and the kind of abilities and things that we need to build for our own students and faculty, and the opportunities that we need to give them and our craft community for addressing even local needs. Because if we look at the tradition of crafts, it has evolved through very strong contact with markets. So I think we need to bring that back again. And it's not like, one group of people know the market, another group of people know the material, and then somehow there's communication between them. How do you bring integral value into it? So there is a reassessment of our mandate and mission, and the discussion that emerged, I'm happy to report, was of a very high quality. And I think we have reached a stage when we can say that the faculty strength has emerged, and it can become a potent force going forward. But this is still being strengthened, and I am told by Dr. Bharadwaj there are more people coming in because there are areas of shortages that we discussed. There are some departments that I am only 2 people here, we need more. These kind of issues also emerge, and that is something that was discussed. And I think the administration, the governing council and the faculty groups within are aware of this and are addressing those issues. And we were told that these would be addressed and taken forward. The curriculum itself has gone through a systematic and thorough review. And here I would like to congratulate the faculty group that has done this work, because I have, and there are many issues over there, because what has been done and what has been shared, some of those papers are here as summaries shared with you, in the hard material, soft material, CME kind of thing, and the kind of approaches that have been put into it. But I think the challenge that we would like to pose to the academic symposium members who have come to help us in taking this forward is to review some of these things, particularly in the groups, and to come back and suggest from their wisdom where emphasis should be laid, what kind of challenges can emerge, and what kind of opportunities exist in today's world, and what can be created by new kind of partnerships and collaboration. Because we also understand that every time we talk about something, we say, oh, we don't have facility, we don't have this. We said, can we look at the world outside, as our facility? Can we look at the city as a resource for learning? Jaipur is full of craft and craft activity. The surrounding area of Rajasthan is big and full of these. Similarly, the country has got hundreds of opportunities. How do we forge new linkages? How do we take our students and faculty out? How do you make them connect with the reality of the world and bring back the thing? And these are challenges that, and if any of you want to have, I don't think any of these reports are secret. And the basic grounding policy is that share and be open to share whatever new insights have come, so that it also opens the feedback flow will be equally open if you do that. I have realized it in my own work. I talked about it yesterday and shared some thoughts on my blog which I have experienced over the past 5 years. Because I have been writing, and putting out my thoughts outside, I am actually in the receiving end now of getting inputs of various kinds, including lots of air tickets to go and speak at conferences, which I think has excited some people to say, "Hey, itna ticket milta hai, to hum bhi karenge, kyun nahi?" Publish, man. I mean, that's the way. Teachers and academics are known through their writing, their work, and so on. Designers are known through their product and work. Both ways are valid. Either you get known as great designers and people come to you and commission you to do it, or you get known as, both teachers and your students get known better. That is also a third way. I think these are the ways which we need to explore and build. And the reputation of the institute is then built on the pillar that is the faculty, and then the students and the alumni and the stakeholders that you connect with. Everybody, word of mouth is the most powerful word, which gets around. And today with the web, the word of mouth is Facebook, and it is, Twitter, and it just goes like lightning speed across the world. And it gets, what if you had a Twitter feed going out of here today? It is permitted. If any of you are on the computer, please go ahead and tweet what we are doing here. Write on it in your Facebook page. There is nothing secret we are talking. But the world will get charged. They will get so excited, they will start telling you ideas and sharing. Because this can, if we are not doing it this time, hopefully once the website is up, the next agenda will be, the next meeting we do here will be on, live on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever. It is possible. I've been at many conferences where this happens. So I think this is the agenda forward that we will look forward to, and this is the area that IICD has indeed commissioned a very competent group of people to build such a web presence. And how will it help the craft community? By this sharing, it is knowledge flow that will be enabled. And this is what some of the things we have discussed. One of the issues that came up is that the strengths of our current program versus what is anticipated and what we would like to do. That while it is acknowledged that we have a lot of objects and things of very high quality that are lying around, that some of the faculty also felt that we need to perhaps strengthen certain areas of intellectual abilities so that we can argue the case at a policy level, at many other things, because the institute has many roles at many levels. Young people may continue to produce objects and interesting new prototypes, but the more senior ones who are in the activity, including faculty, may play new roles of advising state governments as to where to go, advising small and large companies and agencies to move forward, for which new kind of abilities may need to be brought in. We need to checklist from your wisdom what are those abilities that would be advantages